and people are like, "Aapko Hindi bolni aati hai?" And I'm like, "मैं दिल्ली से हूँ भाई." You know, just trying to be a working actor in Bombay is wrought with obstacles. So unless you're in that 0.1 percentile that's being offered 20 scripts a month, you are waiting.
Legendary singer called Raj Begum. I said, what? Who's that? And then he told me about her. I didn't even read the script. I don't think at the time there was a script. I said, there was no script. He hadn't even written the script. I said, I'm doing it for sure.
I directly cast myself. I don't go through casting directors. That's something I do for all my films, especially for lead characters.
I was born into theatre, and theatre doesn't pay you.
Oh, there was no work for 8 months. What will I do with my life, and all that. Now I'm embracing every moment. I thought this is the time I'll be mellow and sitting and doing nothing, but it's the busiest time of my life.
A story from a place where I come from, that is Kashmir, and where we are talking about art and culture of Kashmir. Guys, firstly, welcome on HT City.
Thank you.
I would say that I've had a blast having a peek inside it. And if I may ask you guys that, obviously director ke paas hum jayenge, but then when you guys were approached for it, and as an audience, not as an actor, what was your take to it when he briefed you? Okay, this is what we are trying to make. This is what is my vision.
Danish and I have known each other a while before he offered this role to me. And it was it's strange because we were already working in various music videos and always chatting about making a film set in Kashmir, and we were planning and planning and planning. And nothing really worked out at that time. And then he said, I want to make this film about this legendary singer called Raj Begum. I said, what? Who's that? And then he told me about her and all that. And I said, wow. And he said, I want you to play the elder version of it. I said, I'm done. I didn't even read the script. I don't think at the time there was a script. I said, there was no script. He hadn't even written the script. I said, I'm doing it for sure. And you make sure that I play this role. So I think I just forced myself on him.
Not really. Even I wanted her only. It was always like,
From the very
start.
So then I was like, okay, I'm playing this role. And then how it is, I thought maybe it won't even happen. We always talk about things and then it takes very long to happen later on. And then somehow it did happen, and somehow we're sitting here today. Yay!
Success.
Yeah.
But then if I may ask you, what was your take when he told you, okay, this is the character you have to play, Kashmiri bolna padega, or maybe you have to dress up like this. What was your take?
What a story. And what a legend this woman was, and how awful that I knew nothing about her. And I assume there are so many other people who don't have an idea about her. So I think for me it was immediately like, tell me more about her, and what a life she had, and what an incredible story of resilience. And I think for me it was, it was a no-brainer. It was, apart from the fact that, this is a story about a musician, and I'm a musician as well, but that's the most obvious thing. I think it was that it was out of my comfort zone. I don't speak the language, so I had to, kind of almost appropriate a culture to, be able to, play this character.
Correct.
So it was delightful, and I think also I'm greedy as an actor, and I like to do parts where I have to apply myself. Playing characters that are somewhat similar to you, or urban characters who are people who are living in cities. It's not very further from yourself.
Correct.
But playing something that is outside of your comfort zone is always such a delight for an actor. I really wanted to sink my teeth into something like that, and Danish offered it to me, and we had a reading, and I was like, come on, this has to work out, and he was like, let's do it, and I was like, I'm on. Immediately I was like, yeah, this is why I'm an actor. Because I want to do things that put me into a challenging space. Yeah.
Great, but Danish, let me ask you, as ma'am said, आपकी conversation चलती रही थी, and there were plans in pipeline but never happened, but now finally it did. What about her? Like, was she the first choice always for you?
Yeah, we were just looking. Well, nobody was locked. We were looking. We were talking to a lot of actors. I directly cast myself. I don't go through casting directors. That's something I do for all my films, especially for lead characters. And I think we were by the same agency at that point, and I got to see her profile, and I was aware of her, but I hadn't seen her work. And I really liked there's certain things that she had done, especially I think it was a post about her singing a song, and I really liked it. There was a lot of honesty and beauty to it, and I knew that this is something special. And we did a Zoom call, just a 10-minute Zoom call where she read 2-3 scenes. I was like, she's locked, just lock her, because it was such an obvious choice. She's such a great talent. And so much empathy in her that I wanted in Saba. And she's a musician, she knows music, she knows how difficult it is for some musicians to pursue their dreams. So I think it was an ideal cast.
But tell me one thing, because I'm a Kashmiri myself, and
Yeah.
I would clearly agree, and maybe it might sound wrong on the camera that my Kashmiri is also not as fluent as you guys were speaking on the when I
can't
saw.
speak Kashmiri.
They're in the how
Yeah.
you guys have shown that way around,
Yeah.
and the kind of how the characters were both that way around, because it's like the typical authentic character. Like the trailer when we see also, it's like pata chal raha hai ki you are connected to the roots. You are showing that art and culture out there. And a lot of people, unfortunately, do not know that about Kashmir.
Right.
It's a very unfortunate
Right.
thing. I still know because I'm connected there, but there are so many people, they don't have an idea. So how important was it for you to actually show that side of Kashmir and not overdo it and also not underdo it? Because you yourself are a Kashmiri, for that matter, and you have two actors जो Kashmiri, ma'am के roots हैं, लेकिन it's not like she stayed
Right,
there.
right,
So
right.
how important was that for you?
Very important. I mean, first of all, the whole idea of making this film as a Kashmiri is a huge honor
Correct.
for me as a filmmaker and be able to make this film. And it's a tribute to a legendary singer. It's inspired by her songs. So I think when we made this film, it was very clear from the very beginning, the film has to be authentic Kashmiri film.
Yes.
We don't want to do any masala or make it like fusion songs and do all that. We want to be very as true to the character, and because it's a tribute
Yes.
to a legend, this film, and we can't go wrong, right? So from the very beginning, we made sure a lot of local Kashmiris are involved in it. Like, as you know, music
Yes.
is done by Abhay Sopuri, who himself comes from a legendary family who have done so much
Yes.
great music.
Sunaina
Sunana Katsu has
Katsu,
written, she's also
helped
Kashmiri.
write
So
it, yeah.
even the producer,
Shafaq
Shafaq,
Qazi,
he's
yes,
Kashmiri.
yeah.
Our local crew, around 70% were Kashmiri.
Wow.
So it was just like Kashmiris making this film, right? So that's why you see that authenticity. So it didn't matter if they knew Kashmiri or not. As an actor, as actors, they can do it, and they had the right support and people around who are all Kashmiris, and I think they did a great job and full on justice. And we were there to make sure, right?
Agreed,
So-
but then what was your experience, being in that valley, around those people, and having that delicious food, like you can't let go of that, like I just can't. How was that for you guys?
No, it was lovely. It was really lovely, and the weather was so lovely.
Yeah.
It was
October.
just it became really cold in the mornings and the nights.
In the evenings,
दिन
yeah.
में तो गर्मी थी, but it was cold, and cold means cold. It was really lovely. By the time I came, it was October.
Yeah, you had great weather. I think when we reached, we had packed all our woolens and all and gone, and it was full garmi.
Yeah,
Like,
because
I was
August
like,
we
I've been
started.
cheated. I was gonna shoot in Kashmir. Where
But we
am I?
shot
you
were
know?
two seasons.
Where's the snow?
Summer and fall.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah.
It was lovely. What a gentle, kind, loving crew we had.
Yes.
Just soft, really soft people. For a people who've seen so much sadness, who've seen so much, so much as a people. They're so kind and gentle, and it was so lovely to, kind of be like, put a face to, a statistic almost. It was really nice that someone is telling a story of the humanity of Kashmir, of the music of Kashmir,
Correct.
the culture of
Culture,
Kashmir,
traditions.
of a winning story in Kashmir, because they're those stories as well, and we must tell them, lest we forget that people live there, humans live there.
And a story of a woman's fight to realize her dream.
Yeah.
When that kind of dream was not allowed.
Yes, I agree.
So she had to struggle to get that, and that's so unusual.
Yeah.
But I was just coming to that part that while in today's time also not too many but quite few cases where till date women are not allowed to do
Exactly.
all that you guys the film is surrounded about. But I'm keen to know that your character really broke those barriers. It's like I want this and I'll demand this. Like she's like अगर उनको 40 मिल रहा है तो मुझे कम क्यों मिल रहा है? She was very on point. Like हक की लड़ाई. She was like ये मेरा हक है. And in real life also, I know the two of you are in real life also like that. You keep your mind there itself. So how was, while playing the character, what was it that you guys loved the most about it?
Danish ने cruel casting किया है. He just like these people are exactly her. We're casting them. He's like bang on. They've got that. Yeah, but you want to take that, Soni?
I don't know. I loved her feistiness. Yeah, I think.
ना?
वो जो
Just about.
Je ne sais quoi.
That's
Courage.
strength that a woman has when she really owns her territory and all that. I love that. I love that space. I love women who do that. And I loved her irreverence. That was another thing I really loved.
Yeah.
But in
She
real
cared.
life, has it happened that there is something that you really want and you're like, okay, I will want to achieve this, and you have achieved that thing for yourself?
Of course, everything.
What
Everything.
in any one precise that you want to be like, okay, this was a thing that it looked completely impossible for me, but I have fought for it. And
When it happens, I'll tell you.
I will wait for that. But then what about you?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I feel, life is kind of strewn with challenges. But and honestly, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
But then is there something that you have really wanted to achieve, but then with obstacles, because our industry is pretty unpredictable?
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, just trying to be a working actor in Bombay is pretty. It's wrought with obstacles. So you get a script, you don't like the script. You're getting work, but you're not liking that work. You want to do something else, but the kind of work you want to do, you're not getting. So it's like it's a thing. You're dependent on someone else's imagination. So. Yeah, I mean, an actor's life is kind of at the mercy of somebody else, right?
Correct.
So unless you're in that 0.1 percentile that's being offered 20 scripts a month, you are, waiting for that next test and for the next, script to come your way where you're like, aha, okay, this is 60% there and I will do it. It's not 100%, but it's better than nothing. So it's that, and that's always has its own fair share of struggle. I can't say I've had it badly.
Correct.
But I've had my fair share of obstacles, for people to imagine me, outside of the box, like Danish did. I find myself often caught in urban characters, and people are like, "Aapko Hindi bolni aati hai?" And I'm like, "मैं दिल्ली से हूँ भाई."
They stereotype you in a bracket in a way.
Yeah, of course. Like, can you speak Hindi? I was like, of course I can. मैं दिल्ली से हूँ. मतलब मैं पंजाबी भी बोलती हूँ. तो
अब मैं थोड़ी कश्मीरी भी बोलने लग गई हूँ.
हाँ, मतलब सीख रही हूँ. तो
memorize all the songs.
Exactly.
Yeah, but there's always, you kind of get boxed into something, and that's always like a challenge to kind of break people's perceptions. And I think.
Well, I would say that when we started the interview, ma'am का first statement था that we were talking a lot, Danish and me, things were happening, फिर हो नहीं थी, फिर अगर हाँ भी हो जाती, पता नहीं होती नहीं होती. And that is the life of an actor. You guys have a lot of meetings, and then almost sign हो जाता है, sign भी हो जाता है, and then by the time it comes, there are so many. कहीं बारी होता ही नहीं है. Like
sometimes the film gets shelved. It happens.
Yes, but then what keeps you going? Like how do you guys keep yourself headstrong and okay, let's go for the next one? Because it's not easy. It might look easy from the outside, but it's not easy.
I think honestly, it depends on why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Are you in what is acting a means to an end for you, or is it the end itself?
Correct.
So for me, I was born into theatre, and theatre doesn't pay you. There's no money in theatre. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
And to carry on being a theatre actor for your entire life, you've got to have some love for the craft to carry on, because you're not getting paid to do it.
Correct.
So that's where it comes to. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it for the love of the craft, or are you doing it to become famous and rich?
When I was younger, I used to be very upset when things didn't work out, or there was no work for 8 months. What will I do with my life, and all that. Now I'm embracing every moment. I'm working great. I'm not working great. There's always something to do.
Correct.
I've found different things to do in life.
Share that wisdom with us. Her responsibilities have increased now, so she's too busy with those hands-on complete responsibilities.
Yeah, I guess now I think life is just overtaking me. Let's put it this way. So it's not, it's lovely. But I thought this is the time I'll be mellow and sitting and doing nothing. But it's the busiest time of my life.
That's incredible.
Trust me. And it's not only acting.
I agree.
Hardly acting.
Yeah, I agree to that one, because you're hands-on when you have a baby at home. You are hands-on, busy with all that things. But then I'm very keen to know one thing, that while you talk about a film like that, it's talking about art and culture, Kashmir, how you guys are showing that authenticity out there. There are also films which are like a sure shot success mantra, कि अच्छा ये franchisee काम कर रही है तो next वाला भी बन जाएगा. You guys have taken that risk, okay, we'll show this thing. With how the audience will take it, we'll get to know soon. But then while you were making it, did you have those things that, okay, I am getting this topic on board, and you know, I'm talking about this side of Kashmir. How will people take it? Will I get the success that I literally deserve for this film?
Yeah.
What
That
are
was
the
never, no. It was
Did you feel
it
like
was
going towards
passion-
a-
No, it was a passion project.
It's a passion
I just wanted
project.
to make it, yeah, no matter what.
No
Yeah,
matter
it was-
what.
I don't care about it.
But
Yeah, and we did it.
but does the box office numbers in a way kind of
I mean,
think
it's
that
a platform. It's
But
one of the
Touchwood, this is
biggest,
not-
biggest platform
Yes.
we got, and it's releasing in more than 200 plus countries
Correct,
and
yes.
territories.
Yeah.
So it's already an honor for us that
Yeah.
the film is going to fly and reach an audience. I think in the end, I just wanted this film to reach an audience, for people to watch, to know
Yeah.
the story,
I think,
to know
yeah.
about
You
this
fulfill that
beautiful
purpose, yeah.
musician that people don't know about. I think we are there, and as far as results, how people take it, that's all kismat. That
Naseeb.
is not something we think about.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. Wrapping up, I'm just keen to know one line because I can't reveal too much, not giving any spoiler. But your character was, as we said, very opinionated, taking stand for herself. Shadi ke baad bhi, you know, she said that, you know, if you want, I will leave my job to the husband. In real life, do you also feel that kind of a pressure from the family? How is it your family has, you know, brought you up, like while in the young age? Is it still
At the age
how
of
is it?
6, my parents took me aside and said, "Beta, you never need to get married.
I
If
love
you
it.
don't want to, you don't have to
so
do
lucky.
anything. Nothing. Don't do anything you don't want
Are
to
they
do. We
open to
don't have these-
adoption?
We don't have these expectations from you." And so that was my background. So no, I wasn't put under any familial pressure.
Well, I love that for you. And if
Yeah.
they are up for adoption, I'm surely here itself nearby, so you can tell me for that one. But guys, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Any parting words to the audience who are surely, in my eyes, not because I'm a Kashmiri, but as a viewer, I feel they will surely love what you have shown, what you have tried showing through this film of yours. What is it that you would like to tell them in the end?
Just take away with some empathy and love for this musician, that, you know, and appreciate what we have done, and, you know, and the music and the
And
the
maybe see
culture.
Kashmir
And
in
see
a
Kashmir in
slightly different light.
perspective. It's very, we've seen it the same
A
thing
gentle,
again.
loving perspective.
Yeah, I think
of
empathy
its
is
loving
there, and
people.
also understand that this is a woman who fought barriers, didn't care about anyone. She just cared about her music. So
Correct.
it inspires youth to pursue their dreams, and you
I
know,
think this is a film that will
courage.
cut across generations, and it can be a
For all
family
ages,
viewing,
for-
can
yeah.
be, you know, it can be a very empowering film for a woman to watch.
Yes. Yes.
It can be very inspiring. When I watched the film, I was very inspired by it.
Yes.
Even though I worked in it, and I'm, you know, whatever. But when I saw it, I'm like, this is so inspiring, and I love inspiring stories. So if you want to watch an inspiring story,
Yeah.
watch
This is the
this
one for
movie
you.
on
But I feel
Amazon
that this is going to show us a different side of Kashmir. But
Yeah.
guys, thank you for giving us this slice of life for now. It was great having you guys here on HD City, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
having us.
appreciate it.
Well, this was the cast of A Song of Paradise, and this is me, Vishakha Pandit, signing off from HD City.